So Todd Howard and the team at Bethesda were present at Quake Con 2018, showing off brand new gameplay of Fallout 76 and spilling the beans about the new special system as well as the new perk system. But they also showed off something called Perk Card packs, which kind of resembled what we expect from loot crates. So a lot of you guys left the live streams and the convention a little bit concerned about Fallout 76. Well, we've got an official reply about perk card packs from Bethesda. Are they, microtransaction heavy? Do they even involve microtransactions? Are they like loot crates and loot boxes? Well, I'm going to be talking about that in just a moment. Plus, we're going to be talking a little bit about PvP as well. Your big PvP concerns are addressed in this video. Plus, how does voice chat work in the online world of Fallout 76? And what about those nuclear bombs? Let's talk about all of this. Hey guys, welcome back to Open World Games. I hope you guys are doing good today. Let's do this. So let's start out with those perk cards, which is a very big concern. They really do look like loot crates or something going on there. So, Burnt Guy says this: I'm very excited, but I'm a little concerned about the perk packs. Please tell me you can't buy them with real money. And Pete Hines out on Twitter, who of course is from Bethesda, responds saying this: you just get them when you level up. End quote. So good news. They are not part of this scheme, this microtransaction scheme. They will not be like loot crates or anything like that. It has been confirmed that there will be microtransactions, however, but Bethesda assures players they will only be for cosmetic elements, as confirmed in the No Clip documentary. So that is very good news indeed. So how are these perk packs going to work exactly? Why are they around? Well, they're around basically to encourage players to experiment outside of their comfort zone. So you'll be leveling up your character, selecting your specific perks as you level up a special, and then from there, you will be able to have the opportunity every 2 levels at first to really get some random experimental perks, because Bethesda wants you to experiment with that. I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty about that right now. So perk card packs are awarded every 2 levels, and every 5 levels after level 10, you get a pack of 4 random perk cards. So let's say you're intensely focused on strength. Bethesda wants you to go outside of your comfort zone and to really experiment with other cards, and that's what those perk card packs are for. And what's really cool about some of these perks also is you could share them with your buddy in PvP, in online co-op. So that is really cool. So yeah, mentioning PvP, let's talk a little bit about that as well, because a lot of you guys are curious about how this is going to work, griefing and that sort of thing, and if you can opt out of PvP altogether. Well, we have new details about that as well from Bethesda, so let's dive into that, shall we? So this is also a breakdown from Reddit. Special thank you to Vault of Daedalus, I believe it is, for helping out with that. Check out the Reddit post in the description below. It says, PvP, how does it work? What's the deal with griefing? And Bethesda says, we want this element of danger, but without griefing. When you shoot someone, it does lower damage, acts as an invitation to combat. Full damage when in full mutual combat. More caps rewarded on kill if higher level. If you are killed, you can get revenge on your killer and get double rewards. Now it says this: people who kill unwilling combatants become wanted with a bounty, a known murderer, visible on the map to all players. There is no reward for killing unwilling combatants. Bounty comes out of the wanted person's caps pool. They can't see the bounty hunters who come after them, end quote. So if you're going around and you're killing those that don't want to engage in PvP, you're going to be in for some hurting. Now we have some more details about how this is going to work when you die in PvP as well as just playing PvE. It says you only drop junk items when you die, taking away important resources for crafting and building. There are stashes around the map to keep junk safe. So at least there's that, guys. Now it says if in PvP, you can take other players' junk items as a reward, end quote. So that's going to be one of the rewards in PvP. So if it's mutual PvP, you'll be getting caps, of course, and then the junk items on top of it as well. So there's a bunch of other PvP details as well. Now you can ignore and block players to avoid them seeing you on the map, which is very cool in my opinion. It kind of acts like, you know, GTA Online in a way, I guess you would say. But this really acts like GTA Online. You can have a pacifist flag to prevent you damaging other players. So if you're really worried about going into the game world and accidentally engaging in PvP, you don't have to do that. Now, if you are engaged by someone in PvP, you can basically run away. That's going to be the idea with PvP, is kind of steering yourself around the world, trying not to get into too much trouble and trying to find other players that want to, you know, co-op with you perhaps, or trade. And they did confirm that there's no PvP until level 5. We already knew that detail, so you can experiment in the world and explore to your heart's content. Again, I personally think they still need PvE and PvP servers. Perhaps you really want to engage in PvP. Well, you should be able to join a PvP server to do that. Or maybe you don't want to engage at all in PvP. Well, you should be able to join a PvE server. So yeah, no PvP until level 5. And then they say this, you can only drop junk items when you die. So we already confirmed that as well. So you only drop those junk items, but taking away important resources for crafting and building. So you have to keep in mind the junk items are going to be related to your resources for crafting and building. So they're still important, although they are classified as junk items. For those of you that want to be, you know, the settlement builders out there, it's important not to engage in PvP. So you could see that you can lose out on certain resources for sure. But you're not going to be dropping, it sounds like, you know, a bunch of other important stuff to your character. But what happens when you die? Do you respawn? So let's talk a little bit about that. So how does respawning work? You can respawn anywhere. Now, Vault 76 is free to respawn in, but you can pay caps to spawn anywhere else. So it sounds like there's a little bit of a penalty when you want to spawn absolutely anywhere on the map. Now, a lot of you guys were also wondering how in the world does VATS work within an online, you know, environment for Fallout 76? That is such a good question. So yeah, how does VATS work? So it goes on to say this, you target the whole body. You can't target body parts without a perk, perception-based, and you can invest in it to improve it for those that struggle with gunplay, end quote. I don't know about you guys, but I'm the type of Fallout player that just uses iron sights a lot of the times, unless it involves sniping or long distance shots, I guess you would say. But personally for me, I think I'm going to stick a lot with the real-time stuff. We'll see what happens with that, of course. But if I am low on ammo, I do stick with VATS. But of course, you do get certain bonuses with your perks and stuff like that. So a lot of the times you really do want to invest in that. So let me know what you guys are going to do, but it sounds like it's going to be very interesting to see how this works. It's not going to be like everyone pauses around you. It is still going to be in real time, so you're going to have to keep that in mind. So voice chat is another big hot topic for Fallout 76. You know, we do know that we will be able to team up with 3 other players, go on co-op adventures and stuff like that. But what about those other random players in the world? Can you just approach them and say, hey man, do you want to join me? Or can you talk, you know, smack to them? Can you have hilarious moments like we've seen in PUBG? Well, let's talk about voice chat. So there will be an emote will, and then voice chat for teammates and optional voice chat for other players that is vicinity based, and you can mute other players as well. So for those of you that want more of a solo experience, hit that mute button and just, you know, enjoy to your heart's content. I think that mute button is going to be handy anyway, to be blunt with you. So private servers, there was some things talked about with private servers. It's definitely going to be happening, as is modding in the game. This was also confirmed at Quake Con 2018. So it is a live game. There is a roadmap, and it'll be a very different game year over year after launch. The beta is going to be the first major step to, changes to the game. They're going to be taking feedback. They're going to be seeing your posts out on Reddit, out on the forums, YouTube videos, all sorts of stuff. So get your opinion out there when you play the beta. Do not be afraid to voice your opinion. So we're seeing a nuclear bomb going off. We've got some more details on how nuclear bombs will affect the world and will affect settlements. So what happens if I place or get nuked? What happens if my place gets nuked? Excuse me. What about my camp? So when you nuke a camp, it does destroy structures, but you can blueprint your camps and replace it and move it if needed. So it's easy to repair destroyed structures. Players can destroy walls to prevent getting stuck or trapped as well. So sounds like the recovery process from being nuked isn't too bad. You can have it blueprinted out and basically plop your settlement somewhere else. So they did think this through. I am very relieved to hear this, because I personally think settlement building will be a bigger part of my gameplay experience in Fallout 76 than it was in Fallout 4. So that's something I'm really hyped about, and that excites me. And I really want the ability to nuke other players as well. I'm wanting to see that first nuke go off for sure. But yeah, guys, they showed off character creation and other things as well. You can find those videos on the channel here at Open World Games. I'm going to be covering a lot about the, the perk system and so much more. So look forward to that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Fallout 76 here on Open World Games, and I will see you guys soon enough in the Wasteland.